Hey YouTube, Pat for This Land Batten here, and I wanted to show you something cool I got going on in the yard here. This is part of that watering technique, the third, that I wanted to talk about, so maybe this can just be that video. It's the idea of having a buried reservoir of water for your plants. This guy right here, this is a terracotta pot. I buried it into the ground about up to here. Most of the terracotta pots that you find are going to have a hole in the bottom of them, so what I did is I filled in the bottom. Well, now it's got a bunch of dirt and stuff in there because I've been using it, but I filled in the bottom with beeswax. I'm sure you can find some kind of plug, and I know that there are terracotta pots out there that don't have holes in the bottom too, and that's super awesome. But here's why you do this. You can see that I have planted some of the peppers around the outside edge of the pot, and the reason for that is when you come in and you fill the terracotta pot with water, this reservoir will come up to the top, and terracotta is super porous. None of this water is going to stay in this pot. It's going to leak out through the sides of the pot into the dirt and leak out through the bottom into the soil around. And if you were to dig up this whole side section all around here, what you would find is you would have an abundance of roots in the soil surrounding the pot because it leaches that soil to feed the plants, or leaches that water into the soil to feed the plants. Now here's the great thing we're talking about, water conservation. Here with this water conservation, I am watering 3 plants for a day's worth of water with a liter of water, and especially with peppers, this can go for a couple of days even. You know, this is not an end of the world. I don't even know why I said end of the world. That's a lot of water for the peppers, and there's a lot of plants, well, that's a perfect amount of water. And here's the best part. None of it has to go anywhere to evaporation. I cover it up, all of it gets to stay here. Every drop of water I put into this gets to go into the soil and feed these plants and nowhere else. I love this technique. Now on a broad scale for something huge, is that an easier to do thing? No. This is definitely kind of a vegetable garden, small shrub sort of deal. I'll show you over here, we have another one for the peach tree we just put in. That won't be ultimately sustainable long term, but it helps us save water shortly. And over here with our struggling, half-hearted surviving blueberry bush, it's the same deal. And look, that water's still in there. I filled it up yesterday, and so that just slowly leaches. And you can see we got some other weeds getting opportunistic. Oh man! Wow. Okay, that's just gonna pull out the whole pot if I give it the gusto. But that's just a sign. Look at how much is being pulled out there. That's all root mass that's come around and amassed around the water source. Frankly, that's pretty awesome. So there you go, guys. Use those terracotta pots. There's other sources you can use too. Cans with holes in them, water bottles, milk jugs poke holes in the sides, PVC tubes with holes drilled in the sides. Those are things where you pour the water in, it'll allow it to leach out into the soil, and everything you put into that tube goes into the soil, and then that's it. I like the terracotta pots. It's kind of like a time release sort of thing. It'll slowly leach out. Other plants have other water needs. Maybe you do want that full tube. That's up to you. Know your plant, know your soil, know the water needs, and have a good time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why. Let's make each other better. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, whatever you do for this land, you do for everybody. Thanks.